We don't have a good background for this yet. I'll have to do something. I'll have to come up with something. But this is going to be our little review segment, little comic book review segment. So our new comic book day recap. Very similar to what Marco does with the Star Wars on Sunday, by and large. But yeah, we're going to just kind of jump around and do a couple of new books. If we can do it every week, I'll try to do it every week. We'll see.
Yeah, Patrick, this is why you people in Ohio, why you people, we make fun of you all the time, is because he literally has been wearing a Detroit Tigers hat for how many months have you been on the show? Like 4 or 5, 6 months? Every single show. 6 months. You haven't figured out, oh, Tigers fan might be from... I literally go, hey, Dub, when we get a table at the show, hey, Dub, every weekend we see each other at a show. You didn't get it? You think we're just traveling the world together here?
Yeah.
Technically, that's incorrect considering I live on the west side and he lives on the east side. But I'm just saying. If you're very...
Well, you guys talk about
or hockey.
You talk about your Michigan-Ohio rivalries. I'm going to move on, and we're going to go to D.C. Again, this would have been good. This is what Corbin's wanted, and when we finally get to it, he's missing it again.
Thanks, Lopez.
We're going over to
that's a great compliment. There's a lot of great things from the wonderful state of Michigan.
I know. I said thanks. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And we're going to look at this week's issue of Nightwing 100. There are a bunch of covers for this thing. We'll get more into this a little bit later, too. I just threw a couple extras here for you. There's a Jim Lee. And
so she's not handicapped anymore?
I don't think so.
No.
I haven't been keeping up. People have been telling me to read this story.
I read his minis a bunch. I like Nightwing. I've read his minis and stuff before. That's what I was thinking about when you suggested this. I was like, perfect. Because that was one thing when MCM got me onto we reviewed the Nightwing series. And then I started reading Nightwing for the longest time, and then I just dropped it off because it's like, oh Jesus, it got too polluted.
This has apparently been very good the last 25 issues or so.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, I thought this was good. What's up, Astro?
Well, yeah, I'll just kind of quick rehash the quick synopsis of the story. You got it kind of kicking off at Alfred's tombstone, Batman and Nightwing discussing a decision that Dick Grayson's got to make coming up. Then they pivot over to Bloodhaven and start setting up a little bit of a prison breakout here with this newer villain, Heartless. I think it's his name, right?
Hey, that's where all the Ohio State star players like Maurice Claret go, right? Oh, what happened to Dub? I was doing it. I was getting Patrick back, and all of a sudden, Dub lost that.
Yeah, he'll
that joke's
not going to work. He'll come back on. For him.
All right, I got
him. So they start setting up this prison break here, where they're in Bloodhaven. There's the huge prison, I guess, and so Heartless is breaking in there because he wants to get to KG Beast. And not just KG Beast, but he also wants to break out the Elephant Man, apparently.
knock off of another knockoff of Marvel Man Elephant. DC always copping Marvel stuff, man. Come on, bro.
Oh, but then we've got a whole bunch of villains now, a whole bunch of criminals, fleeing into the streets. And what's Nightwing to do? He's got Babs on the computer, who's apparently not crippled any longer. They give us a nice little rehash of all the Nightwing looks throughout the years as he's ready to hit boots on the ground.
No, Nightwing is not gay. He's like making out with the chick that had broken legs.
He's like the Matt Murdock of the DC.
Dude, he's getting it on, dude. He got a lot of chicks after him. You need to start reading comics again, Darth Lopez. Get into it. Come on, man.
But yeah, they padded
it. Dude.
It is a thicker, because it's an anniversary issue. It is a bigger issue, but they were padding it here because they just threw page after full page spread of all these different Nightwing looks, as we were going through this. So
I don't know if I'd call them studs there, Patrick.
But yeah, so then he's got to deal with all of these, criminals on the breakout. So he calls in his crew. So we get a return of the Titans. So the Titans come back here and join up, with Grayson, and they start to take all the.
I like all this throwback stuff, dude.
Me too. This
You
is-
know,
this
the
is
Wolfman
familiar.
stuff, dude. He did the John stuff, the Wolfman stuff. You're gonna ask questions on some panels coming up here, and I thought it was brilliant on how they did it and why they did it too, because they did this Teen Titans thing. Go ahead, keep going.
Oh yeah, they do Teen Titan, and they're fighting.
The front was like Showcase 100. Then they do the Wolfman Titans come through the hole. Like this was fucking dope.
But then it looks like this is all just a put on for this Heartless character to break out to this Zuko, because apparently he. I don't know. Again, I've not been reading, so I don't know what Heartless's problem is with Nightwing, but he's got it in for him. Like
Tim
clear.
Drake's by. Yeah. Who gets down? I guess.
Well, Tim Drake, yeah, but that's a different Robin.
Yeah, that's a different Robin.
It's a whole nother person. But we got KG Beast too. So they took down Elephant Man. Whatever one the DC one is.
Are you making fun of Nightwing's shoes? Carde West?
Shoes? Why are you don't feed
Don't
them.
talk to the AI. Okay, don't talk to the robot. Okay.
Talking about shoes. We're trying to do our comic review. Talking about their shoes. And it's not even part of this. But I made me lose my train of thought. Where were we?
Now the Teen Titans come in and they just start attacking all the prisoners.
Oh yeah. And the Donna Troy is popping Grayson's shoulder back into his in the spot like he's Martin Riggs or something.
Mm-hmm.
There's Starfire. And we see, hey, he left him a little message. So they know who he is. Bad guys just letting them know.
No Al Bundy time.
But then we kind of wrap this bit up with they took all the bad guys down. They wrapped up the whole prison break. Now the big guns show up. So Stoops and Wonder Woman come. They come whisk him away off to the hall.
This part was corny as shit, but
yeah, especially when you thought it was a little overdone when he.
I didn't
put it in
here.
When Stoops melts the
stupid lines. I get what they were doing, but it's like okay.
Yeah, they're basically offering him the spot to lead.
Yeah, they're also trying to make it like 50 pages. So
yeah, and then there's that too because they did drag this out, and that's also part of the conversations he's having with Bruce at the beginning and here again at the end of what should he do. Because he wants to take care of his city, but he can't do that if he goes and looking on to doing bigger things.
I thought this was good. This put some closure to the DC thing and made it seem a little bit more.
Yeah. I mean, it's still sad that Alfred's gone. And they were addressing that, Alfred was kind of their connective point. It was easy for them to keep up with each other through Alfred.
Well, I think it also did a good job of summing up all the years of experience between these two.
Yeah, especially, you get the heartfelt moment where Bruce is calling him son.
See, I thought it was better when what's his name was saying like, no, I understand because you were young, because like he has just passed that point. He has just passed the point of Bruce where Bruce, like, I mean, within recent history, I guess, like comic book, as of like where Bruce as Batman was when he had what's his name as Robin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, what I was before he went to Nightwing. Like now Nightwing is the age, like past the age that Bruce was, so he's experienced the same thing dealing with the Teen Titans and everybody else. That's how I took it. I thought that was probably one of the best parts in this. I know you like to watch little men cry all the time because it makes you feel good, but
it does. Yeah, it was a nice little moment. And you get the nice little hug.
Yeah.
You get some tender moments here between the two of them. And then you got Grayson calling him dad.
Oh, I'll change the coloring. I don't know why I'm green today because I don't want to give anybody a seizure.
I did the purple with Chasing Ghosts, and it just was too much.
Let me do double color. See what I got.
But again, heartfelt moments. Then he's going back to his city. He's going back to Bloodhaven. The prison is half destroyed, and like, should we rebuild? And he's like, no, I don't want to rebuild because I don't want that to be the first thing people see when they show up. Is they see this monument to, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. It's prison. You don't want to just that to be the first thing that you see. So
yeah, agreed.
They decide to do something else, and they start to build Titan's Tower on the East Coast, I guess, in Bloodhaven, instead of it being over on the other side. So interesting. I'm curious where they're going to go with this.
In the band back together.
Yeah. All in all, it was good. Yeah, all in all, to me, it was good. It was the best book that I read today.
Yeah, it's the best DC book I've read in a while.
A lot of moments.
It wasn't Alfred, magic was used. Okay. Magic was used. So he's not back. What are we asking about? No, Alfred's still dead in the fucking. What are we talking about? Lopez. Oh, good lord. All right. Yo.
I don't know if we're getting to the Lazarus stuff. I mean, that's a whole nother.
That's another book. Oh yeah.
Well,
we were gonna do Lazarus for this. We're gonna do Lazarus Planet for this. I thought this was the best. I like this book better.
Yeah, I'm glad
this is something I'd actually fucking read. So, all right, go. What's next? What do we got next?
It's gonna move on over to Marvel. Try to figure out what we should check out today. This was an odd week for us to pick because there was some. I was like, you want to read Hulk this week? Do we want to talk about Venom?
Nope. First appearance of another spider thing? Nope.
So we had a new #1. So hey, let's check out Wasp #1. And just like the last book, multiple covers here. I did pick this up. I got the Dodderman, the multiple looks.
Yeah, I like the Dodderman covers have been nice. I definitely want that one.
The video
was that the one on the left?
No,
the red one.
It's the one with all of them, like the multiple versions.
Yeah,
but the one on the left is the video game one, the NetEase or whatever.
Yeah. Those have been nice too. Yeah, those have been really nice.
I'm gonna mute Darth Lopez.
This one's gonna go a little bit quicker because not as much happened in this book as in the last one.
And it wasn't like 100 pages, right?
It was not 100 pages, to be fair, but it kicks us off right here in telling a story about her dad apparently being quietly attacked by Slimer. I don't know. Okay.
This book sucked. Go through it.
And so there's Slimer.
Crappy Slimer getting attacked the dad. Go. Nobody cared.
Killed your dad or something, and then her. That's what made her want to be a superhero.
This is not a good starting off point. I was like, is this a different universe?
There's Ant-Man, and he's like, oh, they're talking. This is what made her want to be a superhero. Okay, so then we move forward, and here she is. She's a superhero. She's gonna go do some superheroing.
She got a bar, but you couldn't figure out what Civil War they're talking about.
We have to have her drink first, but it's not even a real drink. It's a mocktail, apparently. After all this, you got Jarvis in this needlessly long conversation. This is like 5 pages of these two talking. This was, I don't know why we were here for this long.
This
these
is
two having this conversation.
Al Ewing wrote this too, so I just caught. I didn't realize when I read it that it was Al Ewing. So
yeah, it was. This was way longer than it needed to be. Like I don't need this much Jarvis in my comics. I don't. And then we drag it on a little bit more, and she's gonna go fly off. I mean, this was kind of interesting. She said that she was in her 4-foot size because that's the biggest she can be to have the wings work. It's like, okay, so they're trying to talk some science and physics into this, I guess.
There was nothing good in this book.
That was okay. And then she goes to see
Nadia.
The Pym's other daughter. I don't know, the new Wasp.
Yeah. Who wrote this? Who did write this? Because this is trash.
It was Al Ewing.
Was it? Well, Al Ewing. Somebody needs some help. Al Ewing needs some help.
And then she starts she's telling a story about her saying, oh, she was looking into her mom, Nadia's mom, the other Wasp, the younger Wasp, the understudy Wasp.
Yeah.
Her mom died in the Red Room, and she's talking about her grandfather.
Yeah. Nobody cares. This is what I'm saying.
It comes back. The reason why I got to bring it up because it comes back into the story.
No, I know, but nobody cares about the story. What I'm saying is,
I know,
Pete. But what I'm saying, keep just flesh through it because this is what I'm asking you.
I'm trying to, but do you
remember when they did Guardians of the Galaxy, and then all of a sudden they started doing? No, just keep flipping through the pages. Nobody gives a shit about this book because nobody's going to read all this horse shit. The print was fucking hard to read when they went. It's harder to read than one of my C-list fucking things when they start doing this yellow black print bullshit. They start doing the we get fucking Whirlwind in here. Nobody gives a shit. That's another C-list ass character. She started girls so she could do something that didn't make any fucking sense. None of this fucking made sense. Not a damn thing. Yeah. Find me. Now he's got a find me tattoo, tramp stamped on his forehead. The point is, though, let me ask you this. This is a problem with Marvel. They have this problem. And I thought they
should then. Who was you going to find? Well, Slimer's not dead.
Yeah, no shit, he's not dead. He didn't die.
Is her grandfather. Nadia's grandfather.
Nobody gives a shit about that either because it didn't make any fucking sense.
Well,
none of that
there
makes
it
sense.
Is. So it looks like Shadow King and Slimer combo is alive.
He's not Shadow. Yeah, whatever he is. Okay, I think his name was like U2 or whatever. Who gives a shit? My point is this. They did the same shit with the Guardians of the Galaxy, where they wouldn't do it with Black Panther, but they do it with Guardians of the Galaxy, where they give you that bullshit Star-Lord story that nobody fucking that made no sense. Huh?
Yeah, it's like Joe said, we're getting a movie. That's why we're getting this.
Yeah, I know, but why don't they do something that's relevant to the movie?
Maybe it is.
It's not. This is the same horse shit. No, it's not. No, because Ant-Man's dead. This isn't relevant to. No, this isn't.
I know.
It
What
was
about
not.
the emoji face robots? Maybe we'll see those.
No, I mean, I'm not saying you have to give us the exact story out of it, but like, do you remember when Guardians of the Galaxy came out and they dropped the Star-Lord book and they dropped the Drax book and they dropped the Thanos book? They dropped, none of that shit. I didn't see Thanos fucking farming anywhere. He didn't actually even kill his mom. They like changed the whole story around for no reason. They did the same shit with Guardians of the Galaxy. They changed that whole story around. Cancer mom, but it's not from a planet. It's actually from Jason, but it is or isn't. You know, yeah, to be continued in the trash can. This was the dumper of the week. Like, DC was surprisingly, even for, I thought DC's book, unfortunately, well, keep going. We'll talk about all three afterwards.
Yeah, well.
But I thought DC's book, even though it was a little bit too long, which I know I can't, for the price, I know I can't be complaining because at least they gave us something, was actually well written and really well done.
It was.
And it gave you a nostalgia feel. But this is horseshit.
Yeah,
garbage. I was really surprised how like not good this was, like coming from Al Ewing.
Yeah. Well,
I was hoping it would be better, but I understand that they're giving you a Wasp. So if somebody wants to go read a current Wasp book, they can go and read something about the Wasp. They had an Ant-Man series that just came out that was very similar to this kind of thing just a little while ago. I don't know if it's over yet, but I think it was a 5-issue mini, and this is a 5-issue mini as well. So they're giving you these things to lead up into the movie. So some new Mark is going to be able to go watch the movie and then go buy these old comic books that aren't that old.
These books? This isn't going to have anything to do with the fucking movie.
Doesn't matter. They're going to go watch. If they want to go buy a Wasp comic book, they get to.
Yeah, but the problem is if they don't give them anything that resembles what they see on the screen, it doesn't have to follow, but remotely resembles that. This comic book is not a good starting place from fucking Wasp. They're talking about the Luke like what the fuck? The fuck? Well, can we do that? Give me a sign that says the fuck, because when we review these, there's going to be one that says the fuck. That's it.
You don't have to. You can just do.
By the way, you also can't beg for the bell, dude. Chat.
Do this one.
Yeah. Chat, you can't do that. That means you're not going to get one for sure. Okay? We don't beg for the bell.
Oh, yeah. You can't ask for it.
Yeah. Get out of here with
that. Coming up with your own nickname. You can't do that.
Yeah. Some of these people think they...
Hey, T-Bone. There's no T in your name.
For Pete's sakes. I get it, man. I think... Yeah, I agree. Wait, where's T-Bone?
No, there is no T. I'm T-Bone.
You don't know. You can't give yourself your own nickname.
That's what I'm saying. Just give us a good story. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
All right. Well, are we going to get one here?
Blue Beetle, cool guy. No.
Oh, dude. That's...
Yeah. I watched that promo too. Like, what is she doing?
You who shared that, Doug?
No, it was Corbin.
Oh, it was Corbin?
Was that the one where she was looking? Okay,
yeah,
first off,
eyeballing.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. They were told. I think they were told to engage, because if you look when is that the chick that's got the weird face?
Yeah, she got the awful haircut.
Yeah. Okay. So, but if you look at the other young lady that doesn't look as weird, she does the same thing when they're talking. When
Michelle Pfeiffer?
Huh? No, who are the two people in the there's two gentlemen and two women. Right?
Is it Cassie? I don't remember.
Cassie. I don't remember who else was on the stage.
So the first one was, if you actually watch the whole clip, the young lady was doing the same thing, was looking at the gentleman like very intently too when they were talking, and then
the girl from Blockers.
Yeah.
It was actually a fun movie, by the way. That's it. All right, let's get to Image. Let's do it. There's enough talking about things we can't show people what we're talking about. So, All right, let's get into Immortal Sergeant. Yeah, I'm gonna.
I actually like this fucking book.
Because you didn't have much to read.
First off, I think I will always have a soft spot in Joe Kelly, because Joe Kelly, for those people that didn't know, when he did 2099, like, was it Mainstream or whatever it was called? He finished off all the storylines that they left on hold. So I'm always going to have a soft spot for him in this. This art reminded me of some of like the anime stuff that I used to read in like the noodle shop when I was younger.
Oh, I no problem with
the art wasn't bad. it was fucking corny, but it was okay.
It was. I mean, we just got like the first few pages, like establishing shots of this town. You see his license plate as Detective Sergeant. He's driving.
I started off hating this book, but then I was like, "Oh, this is some dumb shit." But then I was like, "Yeah, it's some
was
dumb
fast
shit."
to read because I was like, "There's no text."
Yeah, I liked it. It was. There was no fucking. It's no hard line shit.
You see his retirement watch. He tries shooting it, and he really tries shooting it, and that's what starts us off with Detective Sergeant or Immortal Sergeant. And then we get him into the precinct. Looks like he's boxing up all his crap.
Don't bump my shit. Grumpy old man. Here. There's a missing toe. There's a missing baby shoe.
Yeah. He's talking to the youngins about all this stuff, and then he finds the missing shoe, and then some evidence from a case unsolved, I think.
Well, no, we don't actually know.
Yeah, well, again, Dub, remind me, if you read the beginning paragraph before the story even starts, it kind of sets you up.
Oh, it did it? Yeah.
Where we're going to go. They don't do it in the story, because, again, you didn't get that
part. There wasn't much else to read, so I read that page, too.
Dude, this book, at first, I fucking hated this book, and then I went back and read it again, and I actually was like, it's stupid.
And he still had a few minutes to spare.
It was better than fucking Wasp.
He goes, hits a bar. He's angry as shit.
Yeah, so I'm saying it's got like that old MAGA feel to it, Bruce.
I can give you this is better than Wasp. That's got that going for it.
Yeah, see, there's a detached foot. Yeah. He's got this old crotchy ass man sits here.
Detached, we just see the foot.
Yeah, it's a foot with the shoe came off. It's like Cinderella.
Yeah, the shoe came off.
He's looking for his dead Cinderella.
Yeah.
It's a little kid. But anyway, here he is in a bar.
I saw it differently when I looked at it. I thought that was cut marks because the art's so shitty. No? Okay. Yeah.
He's got
horribly drawn grass.
Two toes. Well, it's better toes than Leinfeld could draw, so.
That's true. But you see, he's got a rapport with his bartender, so this is a familiar spot. So familiar, he's got a placard seat. Like, look at that. It's got the seat belongs to Immortal Jim Sargent. You ain't him, move it or lose it. Like, he's got a whole spot. He's like Norm at this bar, but that's not even good enough. He leaves this bar.
There's a lot of old MAGA
car, checking out his ride. He's telling him how what was this again? 72 Cadillac.
72 Cadillac, DeVille.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. All I know is I don't understand how he had an electrified fence attached to his Cadillac, but apparently he does, because he shocks some of these kids who then start complaining about their hands not having feeling or their balls, and he says some smart ass. Anyway, Detective Sergeant, he taught those kids a lesson.
Yeah.
And then he goes off to another bar.
Yeah.
Where we had, so now we have we had issues Nightwing where we had two classic villain fights that we didn't need both, but we had two. We had the Elephant Dude and we had KG Beast. Then we had Wasp where we had like two spots where she has these long-ass conversations with Jarvis and these long-ass conversations with Nadia before getting into whatever's going on. Now we've got this guy going to two different bars in the same issue, and we don't know what's set up yet, but we know he likes to go to bars and have uncomfortable.
You're such a bubble boy. So you did the two bar spot. I go this bar for between 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. And then I go to second bar till 3 a.m.
I will actually do in real life that I don't think warrants making a comic book about it.
I thought this was decent. I thought this was all right. He told some jokes maybe I've heard myself before. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I don't know. It seemed forced. I guess that's my problem. It felt a little forced. Like the banter he has.
It was. Okay, yeah, it was. In defense, it was.
Yes, it was a little forced.
No, not just the banter in there. All of it. He's trying to overdo the grumpy old man.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm not a bad dude.
Now, like Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino's got nothing on our Immortal Sergeant here because he's shocking kids. And
I don't have to go with the two bar thing. I some of these notes sound familiar. But yeah, this is also notes from like 20 years ago. I get it.
Yeah, and then here we go. Then now he's drunk driving home. You can see it. They've spent pages on this. Like it's not just like a one panel. No, we've got like a couple pages of him driving home, wandering into his house, complaining about I hope there's no hippie health food shit, or what the hell does he say? Yeah, better not be hippie
I think he did
bullshit
say
food.
that. Yeah, hippie bullshit food, and then it's like his I thought it's his ex-wife, right? His ex-wife sent him some.
I thought it was his daughter. That's why I got confused. I thought it was his daughter, and then
no, it's an Alamoy. It's his ex-wife.
Yeah.
His ex-wife sent him food. It's literally like that's the thing. This is a comic book from 20 years ago.
And then apparently his son's coming, and he's like, shit.
Yeah, because he's gonna bring all the shitty little kids with him too. There you go.
And that's the whole issue.
And yes, Jeffrey Drake, he is a drinking and driving cop. It was a very easy read. It was a fast read.
Definitely easy.
It was better than Wasp.
That's not saying much.
Yeah.
Hey, it was way better than Wasp. Let me put it that way.
I really hope this is a mini. I hope this is a mini series because I hope I don't have to read this for that long.
I read this and then I read Wasp and then I came back to this and said, "Oh shit, this is way better than Wasp." At first, I read this as like, this isn't that good.
Yeah.
Then I read Wasp. Then I came back to this book and said, "This book is like A+ compared to a Wasp." It's not better than Nightwing by any shot of the imagination, but
I read Wasp last too.
yeah. Barf, spoiler alert: dude's gonna redeem himself and probably sacrifice himself doing it.
Not to bury the lead here.
Yeah, not to give it to you, but and that's how you do it. That's how you do it.
But those were our little recaps, our little reviews. So let us know what you guys think. If you like that, we'll do some more. Tell us some books you want us to do next week, and we'll try to get them done.
But Patrick, this is the one thing it was not good. Actually, to be honest with you, Joe Kelly.
Oh,
Joe Kelly's books as a whole are not. They are the McDonald's cheeseburger of the fucking cheeseburger world.
Did he do Deadpool for a while too?
He did Deadpool, Spider-Man. Yes, his shit is not great. It might give you the runs every once in a while, but at least it's a little familiar and it's very easy. It's easy going down. It's easy coming out. You'll get some of the old hits. It gives you a little nostalgia. Got it. But he's not writing anything groundbreaking. I'll tell you that much.